Hey guys, Fusebox back on Raid Shadow Legends, and it's time for you guys to get involved. This is the kind of thing that you may do. I definitely do this a lot. It's my favorite thing to do in the game. Experiment, right? So I'm going to kind of call this my first installment of Does That Work? That's usually where these experiments start. People asking questions. Quick example of what we're getting into and how I kind of tested it out. So spoiler alert, it's really easy to figure out, does this work? It was actually Bruiser was asking. We were talking a little bit, and he was talking about Scarab Boss, and he was like, so does HP burn and or poisons actually, when you're wearing a destroy set, do they take down the maximum HP? And quickly, right off the tip of my tongue, I was like, no, that doesn't work, because it doesn't seem right. But then I thought, well, I'm not 100% sure. It seems like it was obvious that it wouldn't work. So I did kind of look at the wording on a destroy set, and the wording kind of backed me up. Let me see if I can find, I think I used Ultimate Gaelic, I believe. Where is he? I probably looked at him 100 times. All right, so there's a destroy set. When you read it, it says it decreases enemies' max HP by 40% of the damage dealt. Okay, so that's kind of vague. And in my head, I was like, oh, I think it means damage dealt when you use the skill on your hit. So a test is easy. That's why I'm wearing this horrible gear. Went ahead and went to a boss. It doesn't have to be Scarab, so let me set something up and I'll show you how I tested it. And then we're going to start talking about things that you might want to see tested or you've tested yourself, and some things that I want to try out. Pretty fun, interesting ideas. Be right back. So easy enough to try that out. Go to any boss you want. Put on increase attack. Of course, Bombo's fishing to wreck us, but we don't care. This is a test, so we want to place HP burn. We placed HP burn. Now we just want one tick, and after that tick, we should be able to see, does his maximum HP drop? It does not, but we're going to go ahead and see this through. So let's just kind of get a few hits right here. Does not drop when he takes HP burn damage. Same with poison. Easy thing to test. This is just kind of showing the kind of things I'm talking about. So let's get into some stuff I actually want to find out. I'm super curious. I think the next one's going to work, so let's get straight to it. All right, so here's a simple one that might actually matter. I'm actually excited to test it. I do think it'll work, but let's just kind of look at what's going on. So Godseeker Neri, she's absolutely ridiculously good. One of the most important reasons she's so good is she increases the amount of healing that all allies receive by 10%. It doesn't matter if it's coming from sets, moves, passives, it just increases it by 10%. And then down here, she has a revive on death. And a lot of times, you'll see it'll mention if there is more than one character that does this, it does not affect or stack or whatever. Well, in this case, I do have another Godseeker Neri. She's unbuilt. So I'm going to real quick just make sure that she has her passive unlocked. Let's see if we can figure. I haven't done anything with her, so she'll be 4-star. I may have put her in the vault. I just don't know. There she is. Okay. So I'm going to real quick ascend her and make sure that everything's ready to go. We'll see if the passive stack by doing 3 simple tests on what a heal looks like with 0 Godseekers, 1 Godseeker, and 2 Godseekers. Okay. So what we'll do first, we're going to take in somebody who just does a big, solid heal, and we're going to take in one character we're going to watch to see how much he gets healed for. And then we'll just waste all my energy and try this with 1 Godseeker and then with 2 to make sure that it does stack and make sure the effects are all working. So we're going to watch what Bulwark, we'll zoom in closer to him. We just want to see when we do this one big heal, what it does for him. 15,675. 15,600. So let's back out and I will set this up again with 1 Godseeker. Okay, we're going to bring our unbuilt Godseeker just to make sure her passive is working the way we want it to. So 15,675. We will use that same heal right off the bat. We're going to watch Bulwark down here and see if we beat that. There we go, 17,242. So we'll get back out of here. I'll bring in the second Godseeker and see if we beat 17,2 whatever it was. 17,272, I believe. So let's just throw in this one, 17.2, and we should get another 10%. It should be pretty easy to spot. We actually got to take a turn with her. She's kind of fast. All right, here we go. We're watching Bulwark. Aha. It did not increase. So this is the reason I do these experiments. It did not increase by 10% twice. So having 2 God Seekers does not increase you by roughly 20% of your heal. It's exactly the same. So that's worth seeing, right? So here's something I actually discovered a long time ago with Solas. On his A2 Wave of Despair, it says attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 100% chance, if he's booked, a 75% chance to remove a buff, and then it places a provoke for 1 turn if a buff is removed. Well, this is not true. So we're going to real quick just prove that. Let's just go into a dungeon. We're going to disprove the wording on that, but it's actually in our benefit. A lot of people might not know this because, I mean, I think I'm the only person I've heard mention it, and it was a long time ago. So let's real quick just throw Solas in here. That's really all we need. So we'll look at the wording right before we use it and show that this just is not true. But again, it's in our favor. So it says that it places a provoke debuff for 1 turn if a buff is removed. Clearly, there are no buffs up, so we're going to slow this down, hit at random, and provoke everybody that we hit. Absolutely a great thing to know if you have a Solas and you're using him for like hard mode Doom Tower, which he is actually great at. He also can provoke everybody and smack them really hard with this move, but he does even more damage if there are more debuffs up. But knowing that he can provoke on 2 different moves changes everything. So I wanted to throw that out there. It's a test I did a long time ago. If you have any other inklings of a hero not working the way they should, whether it's better or worse than it is worded, let me know. So this might be tougher to actually set up because I'm kind of getting into the upper end of, no, we just reset. So I'll actually be low in the arena. So in the arena, you know everything about every boss. You know everything about most waves. And you know you want to break defense, bring weaken if you can. But usually, like on clan boss, if you're on brutal or higher, breaking defense outweighs weaken. But when you're up against heroes, just champions, weaken can make them take 25% less damage compared to breaking their defense. So let's find out which one's actually more important. And then we'll actually look at increasing our defense versus strengthen, which is kind of the opposite way of protecting ourselves. Because, and it will vary against other teams, but against arena and some waves, we'll real quick test weaken versus defense down in case you don't have somebody who does both. And then we'll test strengthen against defense up. Okay, the idea here is to take a strong single target hitter and pick on one person. Let's make sure we beat them on speed. It looks like we should. And we just want to see defense down. So this time we're going to go ahead, speed up twice to make sure we go first. We're breaking defense and not weaken. So it looks like our best target will be to try Seeker. We'll speed up one more time. And now Mountain King can take a big hit. This ignores more defense. So maybe we won't use that monster hit. This ignores shield, which gives us a true test, right? So let's go ahead and hit Seeker with this and see. We'll put it on ×1. Zoom in on that big boy there. Let's see what this does. All right, 53,000. 53,000. Now we're going to back out and give this guy a couple wins in the arena, right? So let me set this up with a weaken. Okay. She's not very well built, but hopefully we can real quick get that weaken up, at least on Seeker, to test it out without defense down. So this is a test directly against defense down. We're going to speed up. Same thing as last time. Keep speeding up. She'll go right before him. So we do want to place weaken. We got it. The only difference here, he doesn't have the defense up. So we may have to do one more test after this, which is no problem. No problem. We have another way of doing it. So let's test weaken. Same move. We're going to hit, we hit for 52,000 last time, 75,500, 75.5. So it looks like it is going to be better, but let's real quick put up defense down without putting defense up. Okay, we're bringing in Madame Cerise to do this, right? This guy is getting a lot of wins today. He's gonna think his defense is hot stuff, right? All right, this time we'll get defense down without actually we'll just place it. We won't cause the defense to go up from Seeker, and now we'll get the same move. It was 75.5. Now that it doesn't have increased defense, 88-7. 88-7. It does actually seem to be better with defense down, but weaken works almost just as well. Kind of interesting. I wasn't just for shits and grins. Let's real quick break defense and weaken to see if it goes up from 88. Okay. We're not going to place any actual hits, so we should be able to get away with this. I'm not going to speed boost twice, so hopefully we still get away with it. We're going to break defense. We're going to weaken. And there we go. Now we see if it beats 88, and it obviously should. Yeah, 131. So both are clearly better. They're pretty close. They're pretty close. So if you have one and not the other on a certain hero, then you don't have to feel bad about not bringing one or the other. Bring that hero that you think is so great for the arena. Pretty interesting test. They're both really solid. And it would come down differently depending on defense, HP of each hero that you're attacking. But a guaranteed 25% extra damage if you don't want to bring that defense down because of your hero list, absolutely fine. But yeah, both together, 100% better. So we gave this guy a lot of wins. Let's go ahead and just see if we can run through this real quick, because this guy's going to look at his defense and be like, yep, we got it made. So yeah, let's real quick try strengthen versus increased defense and all the other things you can do and just see how much that does. All right, let's go to a more controlled environment. We'll go to Dragons 25 and let Bulwark take a hit. We won't put up Veil, but we will throw Veil into the mix eventually because it helps quite a bit too. So we're just gonna A1 and let our Bulwark take a big hit. So here we go. That hit for 4,000 and 5,000. That hit for 10 and 12. So about 5,000 and 10,000 a pop. Let's real quick reset this and see what happens if we put up Strengthen. Okay, this time we're bringing in a Chak to put up a Strengthen buff, and we're gonna take that same hit. So we'll go ahead and throw it up. Strengthen is on. Now we'll do the same couple of A1s. And we'll see what kind of damage we take. It's obviously going to be 25% less, but we want to see the difference, right? So let's just see how this goes. Achak actually lapped him. So it was about 5,000 there. That 10,000 went down to about 6. It kept me alive through the same first couple of moves anyway, which is great. Now we want to test increase defense. All right, we'll bring in Sepulchre Sentinel. We'll increase our defense, take those hits. Then we'll start really stacking up defense and showing how much. We didn't put her in the lead. We just want to see what the buff does compared to a 25% strengthen. So we're going to go ahead and increase the defense. Is it for 1 turn or 2? 2 turns. Perfect. All right, we're going to do the same thing and let Bulwark take the hits. All right. Oh, we're going to lap them. Let me hit somebody else. Okay, here we go. Well, she actually, now 5,000, cut it pretty much in half, which is just about right when you think about that 60% increased defense. It's about what you would expect. So that plus a 25%, 25% strengthen buff is going to knock out about 75% of the damage. I don't know which one stacks first, if they're multiplicative or whatever you say the word, multiplicative or additive. But let's start stacking up. Let's get serious with it real quick. And let's use all our buffs. We'll use an aura. We'll kind of show off how you can really buff up a weak squishy hero. He's just probably not in gear is the only reason I'm using him right now. So we're going to increase our defense by 25%. We're going to bring Iron Brago, who will increase, where is Iron Brago? He will be increasing our defense by how much do I have on him? Let's see. By 436 automatically to your on top of your base stat. So that's going to increase it a lot. Plus we increase our defense with him, and we're going to throw up a strengthen with a check. Where is he? We're going to do all of this and watch what happens to not Iron Brago. We're going to watch what happens to poor Bulwark this time. So we're going to speed this up for a second. We got a lot of work to do this time. We don't even need her passive. We can also put attack down, make this even better. So we're going to put up our strengthen buff. We're going to, we'll just bring the attack down on another hero. Oh, we didn't get it. So we are going to increase our defense here if we don't kill anybody. And it doesn't really matter what we do here. A1. Now we've got a ton of defense, and we've also got our attack down on the first hero that's going to attack. So here, now you see we're cutting that 5,000 down to, look, 3,000, 5,000. We're definitely surviving much better. Of course, you know that this is how it works. But the strengthen versus defense up, the weaken versus defense down, they're not that far off of each other. So I kind of wanted to play around. Sometimes you don't know which to bring. Now, obviously, if you've got Lydia, just bring it all. She'll strengthen you. She'll weaken them. She'll defense down. But it's kind of interesting to see that they, in most cases, they pan out about the same. About the same. The clan boss, I know once you get past brutal, it starts to actually swing towards defense down quite a bit more than weaken. But definitely cool to kind of check it out. So let's back out of here. So I'm going to keep this fairly short. Just to get your wheels turning, I wanted to kind of show all this. I've done some fun videos a long time ago on like affinity and how important it is. It's probably, now that I'm more comfortable doing this, more accustomed to it, probably need to remake some of my old videos. But this is where I want you to drop your ideas or what you've experimented on or what you want to see experimented on. And we'll just do a part 2 to this, does it work, or, experimentation, to see what is actually the better way to go in certain situations. Because you've got heroes that I don't have. You've got your lacking heroes I might have. Who knows the differences in all of our accounts. So let's throw out some cool ideas, see if they work. I have to admit, I'm actually surprised that 2 Godseeker Aniris did not stack because the wording showed nothing. Let's just double check that. That's actually interesting to me. I really thought that it would stack because it seriously did not word anywhere on that skill. Yeah, it doesn't word it at all. So it just says it increases the amount of healing received by 10%. So you can't stack those. Definitely an interesting. I'm glad I did that one. That one was for me. And now, if you've got any ideas, shoot them at me because I'd be glad. It's fun. This is one of the funner things to do. Test things out. Test out theories, theory craft. We might end up finding something pretty cool. You never know. So, let me know what you're thinking. I appreciate you sitting through this. I do think I'm going to talk a little bit about gear and a new way to approach gear cleansing is I'm trying to. Pretty soon because gear cleansing is just nasty. No matter how long you've been playing, it really is rough. Even if you have your own system, it gets rough. So we'll talk a little bit about it, but we'll try to make it kind of fun because it's one of the more boring topics. But I think a lot of people actually are interested in how everybody does it. I may do it differently from others. But anyways, I'm going to go and hang out with the kiddos for a little bit. The wife, I haven't really had much time with them. Thanks for sitting through it. And until next time, enjoy the grind.